Roll Tide. This is this week's episode of 5 Minutes with the Fat Boy. Y'all heard me and the bald guy on the bald guy and the Fat Boy podcast. We've talked about the Cowboy situation more and more, but I want as the opposing side to that argument, I want to give you some more reasonings and some more logical things to think about for the reason why I have jumped off the Dak train. I've been a Cowboy fan since the '90s when I was a teenager, and they went to the first Super Bowl in '92. The same year, '92, Alabama won the national championship against Miami with Gene Stallings. So the Cowboys and the Bama all kind of folds up in there together. And then I had an uncle that was from Alabama, it just kind of stuck. So we flashed down the road to the last Super Bowl, which we were at the time in '96 after Jimmy Johnson was gone and Barry Switzer was in and everything, and we faced Pittsburgh. We didn't know that was going to be the last Super Bowl for 40 years. We had no idea, but it has been. So we flash on down the road a little bit more, and we get to the baseball player days and just different things like Quincy Carter and other quarterbacks that just couldn't carry the load. So then we flash ahead again to the Bill Parcells days, more or less, where we find the one and the only Tony Romo. Well, Tony Romo, because we had been in famine for so long, Tony Romo was like a feast like we'd never had since the '90s when Aikman was here. So us Cowboys, we got so excited to have our quarterback again that we gave Tony Romo chance after chance. We were just Romo. We were Romo sheep. And Romo stayed here for several years, and he botched and bungled his way through the playoffs, never getting very far. And we just gave him pass after pass after pass, and after a while, it just became the storyline that Romo was never going to amount more than just a stats guy in football. Then we drafted a quarterback by the name of Dakota Rain Prescott. And in that season that we drafted him, Tony Romo got hurt. Well, so we bring Dak in, save the day. He comes in off the bench, and sure enough, he's hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July. He comes in and lights it up. He does this good. He does that good. So Romo's out headed toward the broadcast booth, and Dak Prescott's the guy. Let's fast forward a little bit more. Dak Prescott breaks his leg. Worst break I'd ever seen on television. Bone sticking out. Terrible, terrible, tragic thing. He makes his way back from that, and he goes to different big games, and he can't win, and we don't have the patience for Dak that we had for Romo. We're just tired of being the losing and the laughing stock of the NFC East. So we just keep on trying to give him more chances, more chances. Well, finally, after so many chances where Romo, I didn't ever quit on Romo. I have to quit on Dak, because once you beat your head against the same wall long enough, you decide that that's it. And I've decided that. So this season, I'm rooting for the Cowboys more or less, but I don't have any Dak love. So I'm rooting for Houston too, because they got a lot of Alabama connections. And that's my 5 minutes with the Fat Boy about why I have so much animosity toward Dak Prescott. Roll Tide.